study from California. That study's up here on the slides. If you want to take that down, you can reference it yourself. Psychosis. I lived and worked in Detroit for 18 years, and I have never seen acutely psychotic people like I'm seeing now. In the last 6 months in my ER, I've been hit twice. I've been verbally abused probably every day. I can't tell you the number of staff that have been hit. We're losing nurses left and right. The psychosis is very, very real. And I'll give you a story. I had a young man who came in, he was on spring break, and he had traveled to an outside state and had an episode of psychosis. He was a teenager. They brought him back. He was so psychotic, they felt it wasn't safe to put him in a plane, so his parents brought him back to Pueblo. He was evaluated, and he was admitted to our off-site adolescent unit. In that adolescent unit, he again had another psychotic episode. He attacked 3 nurses and he stabbed a security guard. Because we are so rich with all this money, we don't have the resources to do any long-term health care. So he was discharged within about 2 weeks of that episode. He went home, and within 2 or 3 more weeks, he came back to me because he had another psychotic episode. He assaulted family members. He assaulted his grandfather so bad he was put in the ICU. The last time I saw this kid, he was on his way to jail. I happened to talk to a friend of the family just a couple months ago, and he's still in jail. And the only thing that this kid ever tested positive for, ever, was THC. And he admitted to using marijuana daily. There was no history of psychosis in the family, no history of schizophrenia in the family, no history of serious mental illness in him or the family. And his symptoms were recurrent. And I'm going to say, I have to assume, although it's possible, that when he was in the adolescent unit and had a recurrent psychotic episode, that he wasn't using at that point. And when we look at the most recent literature, there's a lot of long-term literature that is coming out of Europe and New Zealand and Australia that shows that the more you use, the higher the potency used, the more likely you are to be psychotic. There's a researcher here, Deepak D'Souza, who actually was able to induce psychosis in normal people just by injecting THC, and he injected 5 milligrams. And I'm telling you that I have patients who tell me they smoke a gram, 1,000 milligrams a day, 5,000 milligrams a day. And why? Simply